Welcome back to I'm Growing Man. It's your man John D in the building. I apologize about my voice. It's just real deep this morning. But I definitely wanted to get on here and give my take on alpha males. You know, like I said before, I'm a part of a lot of groups. And a common theme is this idea of alpha male, you know, what an alpha male is and this and that. Well, I'll say this. Accountability is real. Like, I believe if you're an alpha male and you're single, that means it's something that you need to find within yourself. And I recommend therapy, counseling, being vulnerable with somebody you think can give you a safe place. But if you're by yourself and you're an alpha male, that means you're not controlling your own fate. There's so many poems and so many motivational speakers and people that we look back for guidance. If you don't believe in yourself, what is this all for? Like, for real, for real. Like, an alpha male should truly be the controller of their own fate. And I think if you stop making excuses, your life changes. You get a result that you wouldn't even believe. You know, things are going to happen. Let's just put it out there. No matter where you are in life, things are going to happen. And depending on how you respond to it, you can either get the message, learn from it so that it doesn't happen again. You can be absent-minded and like, oh, things happen and not get anything from it. Or you could be whatever you want. But at the end of the day, if you don't start taking control of your life, you're going to blame it on everything else. You know, excuses are forms of weaknesses, period. And if you don't know what that means, you're probably living a life of excuses. And you probably aren't happy. And it'd be very, very curious. I'd be curious to see if anybody could doubt that. Somebody can show me a happy person who uses excuses, and that would be funny. But we have to really be responsible for the decisions we make. If your marriage didn't go well, if you're an alpha male, you say it didn't go well because you didn't have enough information. You thought life was one way and it went another way. But at the end of the day, you chose that person. Like, alpha males have to know that. You chose that person. So you got to say that you weren't qualified with picking a compliment for you because maybe the information you learned was incorrect. But as an alpha male, you have to be accountable for your own decisions. I see so many guys who's like, man, you're too hard on the fellas, man. You act like the women ain't out here. I just believe that women were probably compromised by men. And that's the reason why they make those decisions, because men have always ruled the world. So whatever the man said, that was the law. So if we can't be accountable for the information that we learned from the previous generation, and if we're learning to be more than, like, seek more information on how you could become better, just a product of your environment. And I guess that's one of the reasons why I'm on here, because I could have not had this feeling. I see sad people every day, you know, and all I can do is just, like, hopefully like give this energy that's like, hey, you got to believe in yourself. Like, anybody that talks to me, I just believe that I'm that important to help other people. So if I'm going to try to help other people, I have to be the example of why people will want to ask, like, why you like this? Because I found a new piece, and it really is as simple as just believing in yourself. But you have to be honest with what's preventing you from getting there. Let's say if there was a map, you want to get to this place where you, like, literally are happy, like, every day. Like, you know where you want to get to because you know that life's a journey and you're chasing a goal that hasn't even been created. You just work on it every single day. Like, you will become this person that you be like, oh, that's pretty dope. But just imagine if you get consumed with being a better father, better husband, better person. It's way more fun than getting caught in a trap. And that's another thing I realized. Traps. Everybody has a trap. Most of the traps was introduced to you when you was a kid, and you think that it's your everyday life. And it's going to take a lot of information or some convincing to say, hey, you got caught, and this is preventing you from getting here. That's one of those things, like accountability's real. You know, when I hear men talk, I guess, in my opinion, an alpha male is one who accepts the responsibility of just not knowing enough. Most of the time, we know that everybody doesn't know enough, right? But it's an ego that prevents men from thinking they can learn from another man. And then it creates a roadblock from growth, you know? Like if you were just trying to get better, you wouldn't be distracted by the people around you or your environment. And that's what I've determined. Like sometimes you have to remove certain things in your environment so you can grow. And people don't realize that. And I think I understand, because if it doesn't have anything to do with my family, my professional career, and me getting better, it's a plus. That means I don't need it. I'm already constantly moving. And sometimes we have to realize as men, maybe you didn't get enough information. And you know, there's gonna be a day where when it's almost time to like leave this body, there's gonna be a period of time where you're gonna have to ask yourself, did you give it your all? Like, did you cheat? Did you cut corners? How long did you do it? Why'd you keep doing it? And they talk about karma, what goes around comes around. I truly believe that. You know, I do believe that if you're not actively seeking it, you're trapped. If you're talking about it, but you don't have time for it, you don't believe it yet, you're trapped. We have to figure out how to remove the distractions to see the trap we're in. Maybe some people's goal is to be trapped. Because I'm trying, you know, I was trying to create a scenario where all men could accept the responsibility of saying, hey, I just didn't know, what can I do? Or, you know, like, I didn't think about it like that. Anything to help them grow. I told you guys I'm working on communication, and I feel like if I can break down the language that could remove any type of threat to my fellow man, and they could be like, oh, he comes in peace. I think people could learn to do that so we could learn how to help each other. I really believe that, you know, some of the closest people to me still take my tongue in a way that could be offensive. And I don't even mean it. And hence another reason why I'm working on communication. I think overall, the message, and I'm going to shut it down, we just need to be more accountable in the decisions we make. We keep coming up with excuses that's preventing us from moving to the next level. And I hope that at some point, the message that I'm giving is just a regular message that says you can get better. And I promise, if you take your routine in life a little more seriously, you will become a better person. Your family becomes better. The people around you appreciate you. And you know, you will give off this energy that it's almost, it's like it's a place of peace where no matter where you go, you happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't even know how to, maybe it ain't the word that I want to use, but it makes you feel like everything is going to be okay. Like it's a different type of relief. Like I'll give an example. My wife has this feeling called free, where she just feels like everything's taken care of. Everything is for her. She is supposed to just enjoy the full experience without a care in the world. And I told her I've never felt that way before, because no matter how much fun I've had, no matter what I was doing, I was always thinking about money. Like how many more days can I do this? Or like, is this smart? Am I putting myself in a hole? Like I've always like had something trapping me. And that's the reason why I feel like I'm gonna focus on communication until I become so good at it that I could become financially abundant. So I know what free is. But until then, you know, I'm just gonna work on my craft and accept the accountability that the only reason I'm not where I thought I should be today, it's because I didn't have enough information to do what I'm doing now. And now my kids are watching me. They understand how seriously I'm taking my own life. They say the apple don't fall too far from the tree. They get to watch how I move every day. And I believe that I'm being an example of working on my craft. Like I'm more intentional with what they see because I believe in what I'm doing. And for some reason, me sharing my information to some of the closest people, this information can get, I guess, misconstrued, and it sounds evil, and I don't want it to sound like that. So I'm just being more accountable with, I guess, whatever my undertones are sounding like. I need to try to remove those or figure out why they're there still, because whatever people that I care for is this close and I can offend them, I need to be more accountable and how it sounds. So I'm going to keep working on that. As far as the rest of the men in the world, find out why you're not where you're supposed to be and be accountable for why you're here so you could get there, because you keep holding that wall up, it's going to be harder and harder to get over. But once you realize you can get around it and then you can grow, it's a different experience in life. I don't know who's going to get this message, but those of you that can hear it, I promise you'll understand when you get there. And those of you that don't feel it yet, I'm sorry I wasn't able to say it in a way for you to receive it now. Y'all make today better than yesterday. Don't worry about anything you can't control. GATA. Get after that action, or that action will get after you. Be great on purpose.